And welcome to podcast number 3 with Jason Hyam.
And Pete Garden in second round roundup.
Yeah, just finished the second round.
Yeah, that's it. So today we'll be chatting about second round and a few other things that are coming up.
Yeah.
And touching on how we're doing.
Hold on a sec. Can you just pass me this here?
Come on.
Sorry. We had to get it's the clean cut signature look.
Mate, come on. We don't all have the time and money to go for podcast haircuts.
Hey, come on.
Every
first haircut, in about 6 months.
Come on, amazing things you can manage to do when your wife and kids are away for the weekend.
Oh, for the week, yeah.
Suddenly you got time to get a haircut.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice, eh?
Mate. Nice.
All right, so look, round 2, wrap up. I think we should start there. So let's start with actually Southern Suburbs and Woodville match. So Souths were hosting again.
Souths 2 at home now and 2 big wins at home too.
Yeah,
10 points, top of the table.
Yes, they are.
They are. So they're the team to hunt at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, in first grade and in reserve grade actually. To be fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think a couple of the big wins there. And they've only played in their reserve grade only one match out of the 2. There was a forfeit.
With Woody's not being able to play. Yeah, that's cool. That's fair enough.
So Souths are the team to be chasing at the moment in the hunt for top of the table.
Absolutely,
right?
It should be exciting to see as we move forward. We'll chat about the next round when we get to that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's it.
We had also Burnside and Onkaparinga.
It was at Burnside.
At Burnside. Yep. That was a fantastic day. I was told down there. I didn't make it down, but. From all reports, what I saw down there, good atmosphere, played in great spirit and things
fantastic.
Like that. So it's really good.
Would have been really big day too. They've all got a lot of players around, so would have been an awesome full day of rugby.
And so Burnside's first grade took out the Premier grade match, but Onka's reserve grade, reigning premiers from last year, took out the reserve grade match.
All right,
so
there we go.
Looks like Onka's still got plenty of depth in there. If they're winning matches in their reserves, it means they can swap in players.
Absolutely, good depth
first and stuff like that as well. And the Burnside women took the win as well in their match.
Right.
Saturday.
Okay, Onka's women are coming along pretty well though.
Yeah,
they had their first year last year and really starting to grow and build on that.
And
so
not a bad score in that match. It's off the top of my head about 28-14 or something like that.
Those players are coming along. George McDonald is doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I know he's locked in for the women for 3 seasons.
Yep.
So really good to see him doing some fantastic work there. So that's great.
And then we had the live stream match, Old Collegians and Brighton.
What a cracker! Brighton really on a roll over the last 3 seasons. We know they're looking really strong, but fantastic to see Old Coles being in the mix. I think Brighton had to score a try in the dying minutes just to get their hands on the Bob Burgess Cup that they were playing for.
Yeah, good.
But really good to see Old Coles coming back and getting in the mix and really going to be fighting for that grand final position this year. So it'll be exciting to see those top teams really battling it out.
And the Old Coles reserve grade took out their win as well. So again, much like Onka's, they've got some depth.
Some really good depth. They've had some youngsters come through over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So a couple of those 19, 20, 21-year-olds who are really stamping their authority on the game. So very exciting to see that.
But of the Premier grade teams from last year when we had the 2 competitions, it's looking like Brighton are the team to be chasing there. Out of those.
They are looking strong. They are looking very, very strong. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, Souths have started off with games against the last year's Division 1 teams.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see once they clock in to start playing against the guys that played last year to see how they're faring there moving forward as well.
That's right.
So it'll be good.
And then you had first home game. Lizzie had first home game for the year against Barossa.
Correct, big day there, really exciting. First time in many years that Elizabeth's had a full day of rugby. So from 8 a.m. all the way through till 5:30.
Yeah, great.
So everybody at the club's so excited that the juniors are out there playing, the women are out there playing, 2 senior teams. Just an awesome day of rugby. Bit of back and forth through the day, wins, some big wins, some big losses for both teams either way through the day. So a pretty good day all in all. Elizabeth's second grade, I think, got the win, and then first grade went down to Barossa. So we're a lot stronger this year.
And that will be, again, off the top of my head, would be Barossa's first grade, I think, first win in a couple of seasons.
Yeah, 2017, I think the guys were saying.
Yeah, right.
From on Saturday, so that's really cool.
Really exciting then for Barossa. Yeah, I see that, and that's largely got to be, or some of that's got to be some of those 18s that have grown through.
They got some good youngsters who've come through and are playing there. So it's exciting to see those players coming and stepping up and taking some control of the game, which is really good. Yeah,
excellent. And then we had Port Adelaide at home again, who hosted Adelaide University out at Riverside Oval.
Awesome. How did that one go?
So pretty well. Got the 2 wins on that one. So reserve grade and first grade, and then we also had our under 6-7s.
How did the dozer go? How's Dozer's game on Saturday?
Little bit of meat in reserve grade.
Nice, getting over.
And then some cheese in first grade. So not my finest moment, but hey, look, one from each side. We both went off at the same time, holding hands as we were coming back onto the field.
All right, so nothing too crazy.
Stays on the pitch and
just on that note, mate. Cards this season. How those things going?
Yeah, so I did some reporting. I mentioned it in the first round, or after the first round. It'd be interesting to see where they're tracking, right? So after some reporting this morning, we've had 29 cards issued, and that's across both seniors and juniors this year.
Is that up to round 2 then?
Huh? Up to round 2, just the first 2 rounds.
All right, yeah.
So about 20 of those in seniors, and the rest are from the junior grades.
And that's only reds and yellows, huh?
It's only reds and yellows, not blue cards.
So it's only
which, if we compare that to 2018, 2018 was about 42 at this time. So we're 10, 12 less than where we were last year.
There's some development over on last year, and we're getting.
Yeah, and look, I mean, there was I think some fundamental changes last year in terms of the game management guidelines and things like that as well, of which we've had less change given it's a World Cup year and some of those law things. So hopefully some of these guys and girls out there are getting that under their belt and playing the game in the right way.
Starting to understand how to manage themselves better.
Yeah. But it was and one of the reasons what it pricked my ears up a bit and watching some of the Super Rugby over the weekend and very much being from Queensland, watching the Reds game against the Sunwolves. There were six cards that were issued in that one match, 5 yellows and a red.
It was a difficult game to watch, really. As far as rugby goes, it was a tough game to watch. I don't think either of those teams are going to be particularly proud of what they got through on the weekend. I hate to say anything about an official, but I don't think he had the best game either. I think it was just not a great spectacle for rugby all around. Look, obviously, if the rugby's not great, it doesn't lend itself to having an easy game for an official either. Not ideal, but also important for us to understand as a community, from community rugby, is that Super Rugby is a product. So the way that's played, the way that it's officiated by referees, and the way that it's packaged for TV is very different to the way that we try and make rugby happen at a grassroots level here at community level, as well as Test rugby is also very different to Super Rugby. Super Rugby is all about getting bums on seats and getting people watching on TV so we can generate more revenue out of TV rights. So it's about letting things fly. It's about if you can get away with not giving a penalty here and there, you just don't. It's about if there's if there's a bit of controversy to be had, and I don't want to go, well, there's a bit on record, isn't there? But if there's a bit of controversy to be had that people can see, then let's make sure this is an event that's packaged for television that people want. It's not a true version of rugby union. That we really, the way we believe in the way it should be played. So a lot of things, particularly from a coaching and playing perspective, it's really important to understand what you're seeing on television at Super Rugby level doesn't translate to what we coach and what we do on a Saturday. Because a lot of things that they get away with, we won't get away with on the weekend. So things that could happen in a Super Rugby game that they would get away with, I'm glad they didn't on Friday, but things that they'd get away with, we'll get carded for on the weekend because it's just not okay and not all right, or we'll get penalised for anyway. So really important that everybody understands the difference between a product and pure rugby as far as that goes.
And look, I mean, I've never once come across a referee who takes satisfaction in issuing cards. You know,
No.
it's just not right. So they don't want to do it. They do it as a reaction to what they're seeing in officiating a match to what we're doing as players.
Correct.
So the better we align ourselves with the laws of the game, the less cards that are getting issued, right? And only we as players have got control of that. We can't control what the referee's officiating. We can only react to that and play.
Absolutely, it's simple logic, isn't it? I mean, if everybody's doing what they should do, then it's like that old adage: rules are made for fools.
Yeah.
So if you're being a fool, then the rules are going to point you in the right direction. And if you're not being a fool, then there's no need to have the rules there.
Yeah.
So in this situation, the laws of the game are there. If you are going outside of those laws, the referee has to do things about
it.
Yeah. Which is, sometimes is frustrating as a player, but if you're not doing the right thing, you're not doing the right thing. If you make a stupid mistake, you deal with it.
Yep.
And that's just how it has to be. As you say, referees don't want to use cards. It means at the end of the day, we have to do a whole lot of paperwork. So if you give a card, you got to fill out a whole lot, you got to do a report, you got to send that in. Rose bugs you for 3, 4, 5 days constantly because you haven't done it yet.
Because you haven't done it yet.
So you'd really rather not show a red or a yellow because it's only going to mean headaches moving forward anyway. Yeah. So if you can manage it, you'll manage it. But if players leave you no wiggle room and you've got to go, then you've got to go. So it's all down to us at the end of the day as players in the community as to whether you want to stay on the pitch or not, really. And make that decision.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, let's run through the ladders and things where they are at the moment. I'm just going to flip my paper here, and with some clever behind-the-scenes, post-production editing and things, we should have our ladders appearing up on the screen now.
I love that, don't you?
Yeah.
As we look, which one are we going to first?
Under 12.
Under 12. So if we look at the under 12 ladder.
Then we'll have so Brighton and South both picked up 2 wins from 2 games. So
right,
they're on top of the ladder for the 12s.
So
I'm not going to run through the whole ladder, but everyone's got it up there on screen and they can have a look at that. In the 14s, Brighton and Barossa again have picked up both wins from both games.
Exciting.
And Woodies have played 1 out of 2 matches because Port Adelaide don't have
right. So do they get a bye or do they get points for that?
A bye.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And if there's uneven buys at the end of the season, then we apply that calculation to even it out.
But we won't get into that.
But Woodies 1 from 1 as well. So they're,
awesome.
they're sitting in there. In the 16s, the Swarm, this Woodies Elizabeth under 16s combined team.
Swarm.
Yeah.
I like that. No.
Which are doing well, and again Brighton are sitting in the top 2 on that table there as well in the 16s. And then on to the 18s, Brighton, Barossa and Onkers have all had wins out of their first 2 matches. So really,
some real good competition coming up and moving forward. Yeah,
the common thread through that is that Brighton from 12s to 18s, they've got teams that are sitting in that top 2 or 3 spot, which is exciting for them.
It is. It really is. I think a lot of that comes down to numbers. Brighton have been really good about building their club and building numbers. They're also lucky that they've been incredibly successful in the past, and also very lucky as to where they're based, so they're easy to find, and they're in a great environment where people like to live. Great. The numbers obviously mean that you get a lot more quality players, and therefore you're going to have stronger teams. So a message to all of our clubs that keep working on those numbers, keep working hard, get out there, make sure you're recruiting, make sure we're using these products that we have from a rugby union perspective that get into rugby schools, get into rugby clubs. Make sure you're connecting with Pete and with Lisa about those products and about how we can get into schools and really grow everybody's juniors to get those numbers up so we can all have really competitive teams.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at thirds. So Old Coles and Brighton sitting on top there. 1 winner, 1 draw. So Brighton Old Coles, when they played Saturday, 7-7 draw in their
7-7 draw.
Yeah,
that's a tight game.
So sharing the top there, though, in thirds. Onto reserve grade. So as I mentioned before, Souths Port and Old Coals are sharing the top spots there in reserve grade.
South and Port up there, that's good to see.
Yeah, but equally, South and Port have only played one match out of the two in their reserve grade. So South and Port had Woodville in the first two rounds.
Okay, so they got the buy. The forfeit, yes. Yeah,
the forfeit straight up there. For the women, Adelaide University, proving to be the tough team there.
They're going to be unbelievable this year. They really are. They've got a lot of those Romas players that have been playing sevens. Some of them have now transitioned into the 15s game.
Yep.
They've obviously got a lot of the women who came across from another club.
Yep.
That have formed a real core, and they've picked up a lot of players out of the university as such with their come and try days at the university.
Yep.
So their numbers are fantastic.
Yeah,
so they've got the numbers.
Yep.
They've got the quality. They're going to be very, very difficult to beat this year. Yeah.
South are always hot on the heels in the women's grades and things as well, And again, equally, unfortunately, South haven't yet been able to play a game for competition points. But arguably, I think when they get there, they're going to be coming out with the wins and things anyway.
They're always strong. Got some really good quality players at Souths, and they're always going to be a force to be reckoned with. So. We'll have to actually have a look to see when Uni plays us, and hopefully get around to that. Yeah, it'll be a cracker. I reckon. Hopefully that one's live streamed on at some stage too.
And then in the Prem grade, again South and Port, and then Brighton sharing the top spot in Prem grade. But I'm sure that is to be adjusted as we set forth further in the season.
As I said earlier,
some other teams. And stuff.
I don't know about Souths coming off there for the next few rounds. Not to be derogatory, but they're up against another Div 1 side coming this week. So, 2018 Div side.
Yep.
With University, it is away at University, and if it rains, anything's possible on the uni pitch when it rains.
Yeah.
But you'd back South to post another big win there and really cement their position high up on the table.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting to see this week. Port will be interesting to see what happens with Elizabeth this week.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Lizzie, we've had a couple of interesting weeks coming through. It's very much in a rebuilding phase. We only had I think it was 6 players on the park this week who played last year.
Oh right.
So it's a very different side and guys getting to know each other. But hopefully that comes together to make life for you boys. This weekend a little more complicated.
Oh great.
You'd hate to make everybody's life easy on the weekend, But so the plan is to obviously, the plan is to get better.
No late tackles and stuff this weekend, all right?
No cuddles.
Then we've got Onkers are hosting Brighton down at Onkers as well for round 3. So that'll be a big day down there.
That'll be a cracker.
Yeah,
it will be. Yeah, we know that'll be a big game. Yeah. Onkers off the back of 2 losses in the Premier grade, is that right?
In their Prems, but not in their reserves though.
Not in the reserves, but the Prem grade. So they'll be hurting and they'll be hungry to get up there. And Onkers Brighton's always a cracker.
Yeah, and look, let's face it. Down to Onkers playing Onkers when they're at home, is always familiar. Very inviting, but formidable on the field.
Dangerous. Yeah. You know that every time you do anything, there's going to be somebody there meeting you with force.
Yeah,
so
you're there for a game of rugby.
Absolutely, and when you're on the park, you're on the park. Yeah. But also equally, when you're off the park, it's a great place to hang around and have a chat and a lemonade afterwards.
Yeah,
is a great place to hang out and have a chat with the boys.
And Barossa are hosting Woodville up at Lyndoch.
That'll be really good.
Which I think will be great opportunity for Woodville getting back up there, so they wouldn't have had the opportunity to travel to Lyndoch last year. So I think they're looking forward to
and Barossa's first home game. So it'll be interesting to see how they travel up there after I think it was a one point loss to Uni, and then obviously getting their first win last weekend. They'll have tails up and they'll be looking exciting. So that'll be good.
And then the live stream match, Burnside Old Collegians at Burnside this weekend.
That'll be a cracker.
It'll be really good. And they're also live streaming the Burnside versus Elizabeth women's.
Yes, the women's side. Yeah. So that's really exciting. Last weekend was the Elizabeth women really excited. It was the first time they've had a full side for a weekend game. So they actually had, I think they had a player or two on the bench, which was, Husey, the coach, was looking at it bewildered, didn't really know what do you mean? What is an interchange? What do you mean I get... But I don't know what's happening. but no, they're really excited. So numbers starting to build at Elizabeth, and hopefully they'll... a lot of new players that are learning, but hopefully they can put up a bit of a fight against Burnside, and who knows, anything could happen.
But if you're not down at a club this weekend watching the rugby live, make sure 2:00 kickoff for the women's match, and then 3:20 for the first grade match there.
It's going to be exciting.
Around it.
Absolutely.
Excellent. A couple other things I guess we can talk about for today. Tell me about these values of rugby union and the most recent update that we've had around these values.
Well, we did chat about them last week. So we had the five values, and I'm gonna poke you again. So those five are
passion.
Yep.
Integrity.
That's the one.
Teamwork.
Yep.
Respect.
Yes.
There's the new one, which is the sixth one.
We'll get to that in a second.
Go discipline.
There we go. All right. So five values, rugby union.
Yep.
And obviously we really push those hard. I mean, it's about rugby in our community is about living those values, both on the field, off the field, and being really good ambassadors for our sport.
Absolutely.
Having had Lauren Ettridge down yesterday from Rugby Australia, having a chat with her and looking around a number of things that we're doing from a media perspective. I know she was working really hard with Rose and some stuff, but Rugby Australia, James Selby, thank you, mate. Sorry, James, I apologise. James Selby, head of community rugby, really actually fantastic guy, but has added a value for community rugby, which is really important in light of what's happening around community rugby at the moment. And that's inclusion. All right. So something that we've had to deal with in the last few weeks around our community as well. So the fact that it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, and this is something that's very close to my heart, being the fact that I come from a country where the history is not about inclusion. The history was you were judged on either face value or judged on things that you did rather than your character.
Sure. And
to be in a country where you're appreciated for your character and the way you do things rather than the things you do is just an incredible place to be. So the people in this country really, I'm not sure if everybody appreciates being in an inclusive environment, but I'll tell you what, coming from somewhere where it isn't, it's a wonderful place to be and a wonderful place to live. So to have an environment that we have, a rugby environment where it is so inclusive, where it doesn't matter where you were born, who your parents were, what country you come from, what you can be a meat eater, a vegan, you can be whatever you like, whatever your sexual orientation is, whatever you can do what you like in your life. But you and I walk on the park together, and it doesn't matter that you're a vegan, and it doesn't matter that I'm a and it doesn't matter that I'm a Polynesian who eats 7 sheep a day. We love each other and we get along and we have an amazing time.
And that's the fantastic thing about, I think, particularly in rugby and maybe similar in other community sports and things as well. But what we provide, I mean, we're really in a well-being environment. Really, sport is something that, and particularly community sport, is something people choose to do. Because they want some enjoyment out of it, want to meet some friends and all of those sorts of things, right? Which can really play into a character's well-being in terms of, well, I don't need to think about work while I'm in this environment with people who will include me and have me as part of this, regardless of what I do personally or anything like that. So I think it's fantastic, the inclusion piece, and it's good to have it as part of our conversation and keep it front of mind.
Absolutely, and that's so important, is to make sure that everybody knows that in our environment, it is a safe environment. It is somewhere where you can just be yourself, and it is somewhere where you're accepted. I know we've had some horrible circumstances in our community through some of our clubs in the past. And I know that at least 2 of our clubs are doing Are You OK awareness days
this year,
coming up through the season. Just to make sure that everybody is aware that if you're out there and if you're hurting, if you're struggling, if you're unhappy about something, a rugby club is a safe environment to come to and to just be yourself, and that there are people in the environment who you can speak to, and everybody's open and aware. And if you're not sure who to speak to, there's member protection officers in every club. There's Are You OK? If you're not sure, maybe I tell you what, if we could do a graphic, if we can wipe or swipe, bring it in, or whatever it is, some of the phone numbers or contact details or something for that, or our sports chaplain. We use Sports Chaplaincy Australia. And that's not I think we've touched on this before, but that's not a religious thing. That's all about support, and so inclusion from a rugby perspective means a lot to us, and is incredibly important. So really, really great move by Rugby Australia to bring that in as part of the core values of our sport.
Fantastic. No, it's good. I think through this podcast and things as well, and we've got our Respect campaign and things that we're running this year too. And these sorts of things just need to stay in the conversation, right? As much as we have technical parts and playing some great footy and all of the cultural bits that come around it, some of these core values and things I think are important, just to keep front of mind.
Absolutely. Really important though that we don't lose passion for our game as well. So we're not going out on the field to go and Saturday if you're running at me, I'm not gonna stand next to you and say, Pete, you're a beautiful man, I love you, but please lie down.
Let's hope I've got the ball this time. Right?
That'd be a good start. Yeah, you catch it, that'd be a good start. But just teasing, mate. I was rooting for you to get some birthday pie there on
Elizabeth 7th. Let's not discuss the Lizzie 7th. Right? There's no footage of it, right? So it didn't happen.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Apart from the 500 spectators.
Apart from everybody who was there that day being standing right there in front. Anyway, fair. That's all right. Memories fade, so it's okay.
But hey, look, one quick last thing I think to cover off on is Rugby World Cup. So there's some real interest starting to generate for this year around the Men's World Cup. Obviously, Women's World Cup is next year.
Yes, 2021.
But the Men's World Cup happening this year. And Rugby Australia have reached out end of last week, mentioned to us that they're planning a gold-blooded tour.
All right.
So they'll be starting with the William Webb Ellis Trophy.
All right.
Of which Rugby Australia have won after winning 2 World Cups.
So as soon as you win 2 World Cups, you get to keep that World Cup. So Australia being the first country to win 2 World Cups, they have the original William Webb Ellis Cup. So obviously they had to make another one now for the World Cup, and then New Zealand won that one, so now we're on to the 3rd World Cup for this World Cup. But the original, the first one, is in Rugby Australia's possession.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
Very exciting.
So they're doing a tour starting in Darwin, coming down through the centre of Australia, through Alice Springs, Uluru, and then down through South Australia and things as well.
Kupiti, Portugata.
So Sunday the 16th of June.
Like I got that one.
Portugata.
Yeah. I'm almost local now.
So we're in Kupiti on Sunday the 16th of June.
That's exciting.
Then Port Augusta on the Monday.
That's where they all live underground, isn't it?
I think so.
I think everybody lives in sort of
looking for opals, mate. Yeah. It's hot out there. And cold equally.
Oh right.
In the middle of it.
Yeah. Right. So living like a mole's a good idea. Yeah. Fair enough. Nothing wrong.
Port Augusta on the Monday, then Tuesday the 18th of June and Wednesday the 19th of June, they'll be here in Adelaide.
Excellent.
With us. So
the World Cup will be in the office.
Maybe.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Well, we'll be out and about doing.
Oh, well, we'll be with it out there.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we won't be in the office.
No, and then Thursday in Mount Gambier. So Thursday the 19th.
Oh right, down the mount.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
So we're doing some planning. I mean, those are the dates and things that we've got at the moment. We're planning some activities and some activations and things around that. Some high level ideas around things at Rundle Street Mall and whatnot as well. But that'll be very exciting because not only will the World Cup be coming, they'll have 2 or 3 classic wallabies. They'll be chaperoning it. There'll be Wally and the Wallaroo, so the big mascots.
Oh right, yeah,
will be there as well. And I think there's also some plans. I've heard some whispers of having a giant Wallabies jersey.
Oh, okay.
That fans and a lot of the kids and stuff can write their messages of support and things.
Good luck for the World Cup and whatever
they'll then present.
What an opportunity! Like, how often do you get to have a World Cup?
Yeah.
That you can go and have a photo with, or your kids, even as an adult. Like I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know, how often do you get to see first of all have a World Cup in your city?
Yes.
And then get to see it and go and take a photo with it and meet some guys who, in fact, probably have won that World Cup as well, standing next to it.
Yeah.
So what an opportunity to get your kids out and come and see it, to come down yourself, any World Cup really. I mean, I know we're talking about rugby, but how often is there any World Cup in Adelaide?
Yeah.
I'd say hardly ever. So really, really exciting opportunity.
Yeah. So that'll be coming. So there'll be more to come on that, the activities and things that we're doing, but those are the dates that the Gold-Blooded Tour will be coming through South Australia.
Really exciting. Yeah, so put that in the calendar. That was 16, 17, 18, 19.
So it'll be in Adelaide. Adelaide is 18, 19.
18, 19.
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Fantastic. So, clear your schedules. Make sure you write the notes for the kids to get them out of class, because it's school day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, school day. So make sure you get notes and the emails into the school now. Get your kids out of school so they can come down, throw a ball around with some wallabies, get a photo with the World Cup. Oh, it's gonna be a good couple of days.
We might even podcast with the World Cup.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Huh? World Cup in the middle, a couple of wallabies on either side. That'd be a bit of fun.
No, very good. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed podcast 3. Make sure you get around the first couple of podcasts as well. I mean, we're planning on doing this every week, right through the season. Keep you all updated with not only what's happening on the rugby field, but all the events and things that are happening off it, and some of the other updates and things as well. So appreciate your time. Send in any comments, feedback, all of those sorts of things. We want to hear from you. Any special guests that are out there, if there's anything special happening at your club or with your players, we'd love to talk to you about it as well.
Love to get out and come see them even. So podcast from your club or do something interesting that way. That'd be fantastic. I'll see if I can get an appointment with Pete's barber, because I'm clearly not looking as schmick as he is today. So hopefully by next week we'll both be looking good enough for the podcast. Instead of just him with it.
I need all the help I can get, mate.
This fade is excellent. Anyway, we'll get to that and we'll sort that out for you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Lovely, thank you.